The countdown has begun to the Alabama 500.
Drivers, start your engines.
But this isn't any old race. It's Dale Jr.'s last at Talladega Superspeedway.
You know, running a track wide open. Don't do that too much. It's pretty fun.
A chance for number 88 to add another victory to his legendary resume.
But there's motivation to do well and run hard.
Live from Talladega Superspeedway, it's the CBS 42 Sports Special. Junior's last run at Dega.
I'm here with Dale Earnhardt after he just won the Die Hard 500.
What's the question, dude?
What a cool moment, lasting image there, like father, like son. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the most popular driver in the circuit by far, looking to take one last checkered flag at the track he and his dad have dominated for decades now, Talladega Superspeedway. Jr. aiming to add to his 6th win at the longest track in NASCAR. He gets his shot this Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock during the Alabama 500. Chris Brees and Simone Eli here live with you for the next 30 minutes. Simone, I know it's Friday the 13th. I'll get this out of the way right now. Dale Earnhardt Sr. won his last race at Talladega on October 15th, 2017.
Wow.
Sunday, Dale Jr. has a chance to win his last race at Talladega.
Oh my gosh, that just gave me the chills.
October 15th, 2017.
That just gave me the chills. And if history has any way of repeating itself, he can do it. He's won 6 times here. The guy is absolutely fantastic at restrictor plate racings. The expectations are high. Of course, we expect to see a lot of fans out here wearing a number 88 or a 3 in honor of his dad. Now, earlier, Junior was honored with this, the champagne bottle that his dad used to celebrate when he won in 2000. He also received the champagne bottle that he celebrated with in 2001. Oh, and by the way, a replica car, a number 2 car that his dad drove back in the day. Unbelievable honor for Dale Jr.
That's the stuff movies are made of. To come back there after Dad passed away and win that race is just the greatest thing I could imagine happening for me. So, or anybody else, all his fans, all our family. I mean, all our family back home, his brothers, sisters. That was a big deal to all of them, you know.
There's extra sentiment there because that's the 1979 Monte Carlo his dad drove during his rookie year on the circuit. Junior, no sham at NASCAR's biggest track either at Talladega. 6 wins. Everybody has grown accustomed to him being so good here. It took a long time for him to get that last victory in 2015, and he admitted maybe pressure was the word about winning at Talladega.
There's some, there's consistent, I wouldn't call it pressure, but there's motivation to do well and run hard for all the folks that have come to see it happen. So I'm sure there's a few extra here for this particular weekend, considering it's our last trip here.
No doubt about it. This place is going to be packed. He's dealt with the pressure well in the past. Of course, Dega has a pretty special place in Junior's heart. He and his father had a pretty good run here over the years, combining for 16 total wins. Junior's impressive run coming between the 2001-2003 seasons when he won a record-breaking 4 consecutive races here at Dega.
That's always fun when you do something that your team gets excited about, or the fans that are watching get excited about. I'll miss that. Running a track wide open. Don't do that too much. It's pretty fun. I'll miss that.
And look, whether you are a massive NASCAR fan or you're just a casual fan, no one needs to tell you how sentimental and special this moment is for Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Talladega, because right now you're about to see all the greatest and maybe not the greatest moments that Dale has had over the years here in Talladega.
Contact! Bobby Labonte's over! It's the big wreck on the final lap! Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the $1 million bonus here at Talladega.
They're banging into each other at 190 miles an hour. Here comes Junior, he's got to run. Kenseth tried to close him off. It's going to be borderline, guys. It's going to be borderline. NASCAR has called Junior's pass a clean pass. Junior ties Bill Elliott's record for consecutive wins at the same track. For a fellow who started the season 35th in points. What a roll Dale Earnhardt Jr. is on.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking
in for us, man. It's 5 this year. I just can't believe it.
And that was your goal going in, and you unofficially take over the championship point lead again.
Hell yeah, man.
He's getting a little wider.
There he goes.
Junior. Oh, no! It's the 48. It takes out Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, the 48 gets a run. He goes to turn out. The 25 goes with them and just hooks the back of Jimmy Johnson's car.
Woo. Oh, got trouble up front.
Biffle right in front of Junior.
Carl
Kid was in
Edwards.
it. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car all torn up in the front.
Junior trying to hold everybody off. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Checkered flag at Talladega.
Been a long time since I won here. We run so good here, and to not win here in so many races, it bothers you. It was my daddy's birthday a couple days ago, and just real emotional, man.
It almost gives you goosebumps. Dale's first win at Dega was the year after his dad won his last one, and right after his dad passed away at Daytona in 2001. Again, 6 total wins. He is tied for second all time. He gets a win on Sunday. He will have second place by himself behind his dad at 10.
All right, it's going to be a fun one. Now, Talladega Speedway already all decked out and ready to go for this weekend's festivities. There'll be a lot going on here and around the town through Sunday, and it all begins tonight. Just across the road here is the big one on the boulevard, and it's Friday the 13th. Something tells me the crazies are going to be even crazier. I'll go check it out here in a minute. But it all starts with a parade beginning on turn 3, infamous Talladega Boulevard. Some of the sport's most popular drivers will be in attendance. They'll be throwing out beads and having fun along the way. Once the float reaches the end of turn 2, the nighttime fun will get underway. Make sure the kids are sleeping at that point. We'll have more on the big one on the boulevard tonight at 10 o'clock. And still ahead on our Talladega special, he was a winner last year, and now he's going to break it down for us this year.
I'm looking at him through the bright lights right here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the defending champ at the Geico 500. He's going to join us after this break. Perhaps he can be the fan favorite taking over for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the future. That's next.
Fans want to see us up front. They love to see us win the race, but they want to see us lead every lap. They get excited when we take the lead. They're happy when we're up front.
Ricky Stenhouse, the pride of Olive Branch, Mississippi. Top to bottom. Kyle Busch to the outside, gets blocked by Stenhouse. Here they come. Stenhouse wins it.
I've been to Olive Branch, Mississippi, a very lovely place, and they're starting to breed some pretty darn good racers there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the winner of the Geico 500 last May, and guess what, folks? He's back with us live, kind enough to join us on our set on Junior's last run at Dega, but we got plenty about Ricky Stenhouse here with us live. You know, you're the 11th person to win their first race at Talladega. People may want to say that there's something about that track with first-time winners. Do you think there's something to it?
Well, I mean, definitely it presents an opportunity for everybody to get their first win. It's a racetrack where the racing's so close. You can lead one lap and be 12th the next lap, and vice versa. So I feel like there's so many things that can happen throughout this race that helps breed first-time winners. And once you kind of figure it out and get going through the motions, I feel like it's a racetrack that you can be fairly confident at as well.
So I was going to ask you, confidence. How much confidence do you have going into Sunday after a win like that last May?
I feel really good. I feel like that my spotter and I really communicated well throughout the end of that Talladega race. And then fast forward to when we got to Daytona, we were put in similar position as what we were here at Talladega, and we were able to capitalize on that. My guys brought another fast car here this weekend. Looking forward to qualifying tomorrow. It'd be cool to get another pole like we did last time here, and having us and Junior on the front row is pretty cool.
So many great reasons why to come to Talladega. One of them is tonight, the big one on the boulevard. You're a big fan of that.
Yeah.
And you were telling me before that you've been to every one since the beginning. What's so fun about that place?
Yeah, Russell and the guys here at Talladega do a great job of entertaining the fans throughout the whole weekend. They put on shows, and it's a big festival, I feel like, and we have a big race at the same time. And we're going down the float, down the Talladega Boulevard, throwing things out. I mean, we've done it on Halloween, and like you said, it's Friday the 13th, so you never know what's going to happen. It seems to me that there are a lot more fans even here this race than it was last race, and I'm sure some of that is in part, Dale Jr.'s last race, but I think the fans are really starting to have fun again here at Talladega.
Ricky, what do you like, not like? What's challenging about restrictor plate racing? I mean, you come here, you talk about Daytona. Just what is it like?
There's a lot of things that frustrate you. The biggest thing for me is, you can get caught up in somebody else's wreck, and it's so easy to make a mistake here. I think, you can make a big move and look like a hero and everything play out, perfect. And then there's times that you can make a small mistake that really looks bad and you collect a whole lot of cars up in it. I like Talladega a little bit better than Daytona because of the fact that it's a little bit wider than Daytona. You don't get stuck a lot. The speedway races now, sometimes we'll get 3 wide and you really can't go anywhere. But I feel like at Talladega, you're able to maneuver your car a little bit better than at Daytona. So I enjoyed Talladega a little bit better as far as the super speedways go.
You had just mentioned that a lot of fans are coming out for these fall races, and it's football season.
Oh, yeah.
And it's big in football, Alabama, obviously. Dale Jr., every week he goes, there's some kind of parade with media and fans. For everybody in general, maybe even including Dale, what's it like for you guys having to deal with that every single week? How does everyone take it?
No, it's cool. I think it's somebody that, grew the sport with his dad, kind of took over for his dad in an unexpected way and really had to, keep the sport on his back and keep it going. And I feel like he's done a really good job of that. And I think, more now than ever, he's more vocal about, what the sport needs, what the fans need to do, and I feel like he gives a lot of really good input. And so I think it's really neat seeing, all the gifts that he's getting and all the coverage that he's getting, and it's cool that he's still going to be around. He's not calling it quits and see you later. He's going to be around. He's going to continue to help grow the sport. Getting his dad's old car earlier today was really, really neat. I was like, man, that's got to be the coolest gift he's got.
How's it going to be on TV? They were saying today that he's got to watch the mouth and maybe tone it down a little bit. What do you think?
He definitely, a lot of times says what he thinks, and it's fun. Dale lives not too far away from me, so we'll go hang out over there and sit and talk about really just about the sport and racing. And man, he's always got old races just playing on the TV, and he really cares about the sport and wants to see it grow. And I think he's going to do a great job.
Absolutely. Finally, I can't let you leave without a personal question. Last time you won here, Danica came up here. She celebrated with you. It was really, really neat. What's your relationship like, both being drivers and so successful at what you do?
It took a while to kind of get a really good balance in that. We spent, I feel like, a year of, when the races were over, I would have a good race, she would have a bad race, or vice versa. And like one of us is mad and one of us is like, fairly happy about how the race went. And so we were trying to kind of figure out how to kind of ride that wave and make sure we brought each other both up. But everything's been really good lately, and we figured that out fairly quick early in the stages. But like you said, having her here in Victory Lane was a lot of fun. I hope I can be here on Sunday. That would mean a lot for us in our playoff run.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he proved that it was not a one-time thing, a one-time fluke at Dega, because he turned around and he won at Daytona a couple of months later. He's hoping to do it again, like he says, back here on Victory Lane. Time for another break on our show. When we return, we've heard it from Ricky, we've heard from Dale. How about the fans? What do they think about this last run and the lasting memories of Junior at Dega?
We were winning so many races there in a short period of time, from 01 to 04. Some places you feel almost like you're at home. There are two things that are going to be incredibly motivating this weekend, all right? One of them is going to be the fan support that we're going to see, which I know they'll be out there strong. They love the Earnhardts. I'm excited about it. We've got 6 wins there. Love to make it 7.
One of the cool things that Dale Earnhardt Jr. does to relate to the fans is a weekly podcast. Those fans would desperately love to see number 88 get one last win at Dega. And how big is this weekend in the States? Well, Governor Kay Ivey has declared this Sunday as Dale Earnhardt Jr. Day across the entire state. Ivey's going to marshal, the Grand Marshal, on Sunday. Said in his statement, quote, "Nowhere else in the world are there more Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans than in the state of Alabama. He's always made it clear of his love for Talladega Superspeedway and the millions of fans that lay claim as their favorite NASCAR driver. 14 straight years voted on by the fans as a favorite driver.
Yeah, and Chris Wrinkle caught up with all those fans on how special this Sunday is going to be.
6 times over his career, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s day at Talladega ended right here in victory lane. Only his dad has more wins at Talladega Superspeedway. Jr.'s always been one of the most popular drivers in NASCAR, but here at Talladega, things always got taken to that next level. And now the Junior Nation prepares to watch their favorite driver race at Talladega one last time.
It means a lot to me. It means it's legendary. This is history right here. This is pure history we're getting to watch.
Talladega Superspeedway has long been claimed to be Earnhardt country. With flags flying in the number 88 all over the Talladega infield, NASCAR fans prepare to watch Dale Earnhardt Jr. run his final race at the track where he's seen so much success.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. You know, you got the Earnhardt legacy. You can't beat it. Everybody loves Junior. Everybody loves Senior. You know, he was carrying on a big legacy. You can't beat the Earnhardt family.
His fan base is very large here. And people come far and wide here to Alabama to see him race. And a lot of times he's won. Him and his dad had the most wins here.
As the number 88 car prepares to ride into the sunset, it's the end of the Earnhardt legacy, giving fans time to reflect on their favorite memories of watching Dale Jr. race.
The very first race I came here, Junior won.
I think it was 2 years ago, he won it.
They used to come to Nashville when Junior was just about 17, 18 years old. He was somewhere around that age, running that late model stock that Tony Erie was putting together.
And this weekend, they're hoping Earnhardt can give them one more memory before he hangs it all up.
Hopefully he'll win here this weekend, because if he does, this place will go wild.
If he wins, I will cry. I know I'll bawl my eyes out, but I think he'll win this time.
And the Junior Nation is definitely out in full force this weekend for Junior's final race here at Talladega. Every one of them hoping that for one last time, his day at Talladega ends in victory lane. Guys.
All right, thanks, Wrinkle. Now, if he did win, it would be, like you said earlier, 17 years to the day since his dad won back here at Dega. It would be unbelievable.
I guess he does not have an official color. I guess baby blue used to be his car color. You could see that in the stands maybe. But this week is going to be a green, a Mountain Dew kind of bright green, seeing him going around on number 88. And if anyone else wants to win this race, well, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. basically paved the way for him last year. 11 different drivers, like we said, scored their first career win at Talladega. Ricky put it best when he said it is a wide open track, and all of those guys know that just because it's not your first time at Dega, you're still going to be nervous about that big one coming.
I mean, I think except for the very first time you come here, every time you come here, you think it possibly could be your last race here. So I don't really feel any different today than any other time except the first time I came here.
One guy starts to get aggressive, the guy around him has to get aggressive to start dealing with that guy. And then when that happens, the guy in front of him has to deal with it, and so on. And I think that's what happens. And, you know, if it shows up and that's the kind of race it's going to be, then we'll see. But I definitely think there's going to be some emphasis on running well in the stages, but I just hope that, you know, everybody will want to get to the end as much as they want to have good stage finishes too.
And that top 12 is trying to make it top 8. It'll make it even bigger. Here's the drill on Sunday's Alabama 500. 188 laps. Stage 1 goes through 55. Stage 2 through 78. Considered the most consistently competitive in NASCAR history. They've broken 40 official lead changes 20 times since the first race in 1969. Chevrolet cars have claimed the most wins with 21. Dale Jr. and his dad have 9 of those wins, but Fords have won 4 of the last 5 races. So if you're going by trend on brand, maybe it's not looking good for Dale Jr.
Yeah, and still ahead, we're going to see if the stars will align. It seems like so many things are adding up. Could it happen for Dale Jr. at Dega on Sunday? We'll talk about his history, but first, his message to the fans here at Dega.
Earnhardt to line up in the middle. Dale Jr. in front of his dad.
Makes it fun to come here knowing you got a lot of people excited to see you, and they come here to cheer and hopefully see you go to victory lane, and you just want to produce as soon as you can.
NASCAR calling Sunday's race Talladega. Talladega seems pretty fitting. For those of you looking for last-minute tickets, there are still some available on NASCAR.com, but they are going fast tonight. And this week, pretty significant one for Junior. It was his 43rd birthday Tuesday. Of course, he thanked his fans on Instagram. And if we had to guess what Dale Jr. would want for his birthday, I would think none other than a win here on Sunday.
I think he just got a gift today, too. That 1979
True.
Monte Carlo that his dad drove in his rookie year on the NASCAR circuit. You can put that in the theoretical trophy case that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has amassed at his home in Charlotte. Take a look at that career. 26 victories in Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. 257 top 10 finishes. Look like the Jack Nicklaus of racing with top twos that he had. Two-time Daytona 500 winner, 04 and 14. Won most popular driver 14 times consecutively from 2003 to 2016. So what is it about Dega that helps it stand out from the other tracks? Things you need to know this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway.
Yes, the things you need to know here. 188 laps is the Alabama 500, of course 500 miles, and it's the longest track in NASCAR. That's about a 1/10 of a mile longer, about 2.5 miles than Daytona and Indianapolis. Dega is one of 2 tracks where NASCAR mandates restrictor plates in the engines to cap speeds from climbing even higher, and leads the pack, makes the pack closer. Of course, that leads to more crashes. Now, the reason for those restrictor plates, Dega is widely considered the fastest track around. In 1987, Bill Elliott set the all-time fastest pole lap in history, going 212 miles per hour. The restrictor plates, everyone loves it, of course, because of the opportunity of the big one. Guaranteed we will see a big crash on Sunday.
212 miles an hour. They had to make sure that they were going to change that. The big one, like you said, when is it going to happen? Usually it's late in the race. They have moved this race up in the schedule 1 week. It's now a top 12 playoff race instead of a top 8. How does that change things? We'll find out Sunday at 1 o'clock. It's the Alabama 500. Thanks for joining us on our juniors' last run to Talladega. She's Simone, I'm Chris. We'll see you Sunday night for all the reaction from Talladega Superspeedway.